Hi everyone, welcome to our Adobe Illustrator CAS 206 Graphics and Illustration class. My name is Maral, I'm your instructor, and I'm very excited actually to teach this class, especially the online version, because having an online class allows us to, look at the tutorials over and over again if we missed something, if it was too fast for us or whatever. We can always come back and look at the tutorials at our own time. Maybe we're a night person and so forth. So really online classes and having video tutorials is a really helpful tool from my experience in learning certain things, especially software related. So let's go ahead and start with Adobe Illustrator. I launched the program already, and you probably have it. If you don't, you can download the free trial version from the Adobe website, which lasts for a month. You can do that. And mine is CAS, mine is CS6, so Adobe Illustrator CS6, but any version could work. Obviously, the later versions have more advanced, tools and things. So I really recommend you have the latest version, but if you have an earlier version, that's okay as well. So I want to go ahead and start a new file by doing File, New, and that opens this window for me. But I really encourage that we learn how to use shortcuts. So the shortcut to creating a new file is Command N. Actually, if I go to File, New, you see here it says Command N, and that's basically the first letter of the word. So every time you want to do something in one of these Adobe software, you can just remember. So let's say you want to close a window, you would do Command W. You want to open a new file, you would do Command N. Save a file, Command S, and so forth. So let me go ahead and create a new file by clicking File, New, or Command N, and this window will open. So this window is asking me to name the file, which I'm not going to do currently because I'll do that when I save my work. So I'm going to skip that first step. The next thing I want to do is just look at the other options that I have. For profile, it says custom. I'm going to choose print because I'm using this document. I might print this document later on. For the number of artboards, it says 1. Let's not worry about that for now. We'll come back to artboards in a later tutorial. For the size, it says letter, which I can change by clicking on this drop down. I can maybe choose legal, tabloid, or anything. Let me stick to letter right now, but I actually do not want to use the points unit. I actually want to use inches. So I would do that by clicking here on the drop down and choose inches instead. I can also choose the orientation of my document. So it's currently at portrait, but I want to choose landscape. So I would click on the landscape icon on the right. And I'm going to ignore bleeding for now because that's a print related term and we don't need to cover it just yet. And then I'm going to hit OK. So this is my new document, and as you can see it says untitled, and as long as I don't save this file, it's basically the name is untitled. So before doing anything, I really encourage that you constantly save your work because sometimes computers crash and you might lose half an hour or an hour of work that you've spent a lot of time and energy doing something. So it's a good habit to keep saving all the time. So before doing anything, let me save this work. Again, you can go to File, Save, or just hit Command S, and I really encourage you to get used to using shortcuts. So I'm going to save this file in a new folder. So let me go to my desktop, which is where I organize my work. On my desktop, I will create a new folder, and I'm going to call that CAS 206 Graphics and Illustration. So I'm going to say G.I, but basically you can call your file anything you wish, your folder containing your work. This is a folder. So I'm going to hit Create. And then I will call this file project1.ai. As you can see, the default extension is AI, which is, the Adobe Illustrator extension. You can choose a different extension from this drop down, which where it says format. But for this purpose, we don't need to bother with any of these options. SVG is more web related, PDFs, you know what they are. But for this exercise, let's just stick to AI and then just hit save. This window will appear. You don't need to change any of the options right here. Just hit OK, and that's it. So obviously now the name of your file has changed to Project 1, and earlier it was untitled. So this was our first tutorial. It's basically about how to start a document. Obviously, you can find this file if you did what I exactly did and save the file on your desktop in that folder. If you go to your desktop into the folder called CAS206GI, you will find that file there. And it's a good habit to always save these files in that same folder, otherwise you might get lost and not find them.